The Colorado Avalanche now lead the Stanley Cup Finals 2-0, gentlemen, after a 7-0 beatdown to the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 2. Our coverage here on the fourth period brought to you by BitBuy. Go to bitbuy.ca/TFP to receive up to $50 when you sign up for an account. Terms and conditions apply. Dennis, I joked before the game. I said, get your pom-poms out. This is going to be a show. Unfortunately for the Tampa Bay Lightning, they were in the front row for the show that was the Colorado Avalanche in Game 2.
The Lightning got hit with an avalanche of goals, Irf. If you're John Cooper, I think your approach to Game 3 has to be, look, we just got a perfect game pitched against us. That team made no mistakes. Everything went in the net. I think you got to regroup. But, Dave, I don't know how this team regroups from that because the speed is just – it hurt them in Game 1. It killed them here in Game 2.
You know, we talked about in the pregame report the anticipation that Tampa was going to come out a lot more aggressive in this game. Didn't happen.
No.
Nobody knows where Steven Stamkos and Nikita Kucherov are. They were pretty much ghosts in this game. Now, I understand you're down pretty early with a penalty, and it kind of takes the wind out of the sails a little bit, but you have the rest of the game to go, even if you gave up that power play goal. There was no response from the Tampa Bay Lightning today, and kudos to Colorado for, as you said, playing an absolutely perfect game. They created opportunities. They were relentless on the attack, and they just blitzed and blitzed and blitzed all night.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing, right? We talked a lot about the Tampa Bay Lightning and how their ability to come back, and they're this team. Yeah. Colorado is that team. They're them right now, right? And it all started when it's from the very get-go, Dennis, with Val Nichushkin, opening up the scoring.
Yeah, McCarr's probably going to be your consummate winner, but Val's right behind him. This team is now 14-2 in the playoffs. This is not a mistake. That was flawless execution tonight. And I tell you one thing. Hagel, Killorn, and Cirelli are not Gord, Coleman, and Gaudreau.
No.
They are not. They cannot slow this team down. And to be frank, I don't know what Cooper can do in Game 3. I know they'll try to find a way and maybe match ups up. But, Dave, when you're getting it from all four lines, how do you match up against the Colorado Avalanche if you're Tampa?
You got to attack.
Yeah.
You do. You got to give it back to them. You got to give them a taste of their own medicine and see how they respond to it. They had 40 shots in 2 games. 40. They had 17
not good enough
tonight. No, not at all. Not by any stretch of the imagination. So really, if you're looking at this team, you got to juggle a few things, and you've got to just go on the attack. Go back. Give Colorado a little bit to get their heels up on, get their backs against the wall a little bit. And we didn't see that at all today. We saw a little bit of it in Game 1 where they were responsive. It took them a couple periods, but they got things going. Tonight, it was just an absolute onslaught. Tampa looked like a deer in headlights. Colorado, just fantastic.
Well, that's just it. I mean, and for the Tampa Bay Lightning, their stars weren't their stars. No Hedman, no Stamkos, no Kucherov, no Point. Poor Andrei Vasilevsky to take the puck out of his net 7 times tonight, right? So for so much talk about, how good their stars have been throughout these playoffs, when it matters most, Dennis, they're not around.
There was no engagement.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to Nick Pope, when he's your best player, and he was their best player tonight, you're not winning the games against this team. You can get away with it maybe in the earlier rounds, but not about a team. Guys, this was the second biggest shutout in Stanley Cup Final history. I think the Penguins shut out the North Stars 8-0 in one game, but this is just a tour de force by this team, and Tampa's going to have to figure out a lot, Dave, by Monday night to try to win game, because I thought this was their Game 7, Dave, but now definitely they put themselves in a position to have to play a Game 7 on Monday night in Tampa.
And they did it without Nazem Kadri.
Yeah.
There's no Nazem Kadri in the lineup. Cogliano came back into this one. Burakovsky got hurt, only played 7:51 in this game. We'll monitor this over the next couple of days to see what his status really is. But I'm almost speechless with respect to Tampa's performance tonight. It was just masterful, absolutely beautiful to watch on Colorado.
You're
side.
like George Costanza. You're without words. You're speechless. You're without words.
I am without speech.
You have to watch that. Exactly.
That was ridiculous. And, Tampa, they got to figure something out here quick.
Well, that's exactly it, and they do have to figure that out quick as Game 3 from Tampa goes Monday night. We'll be there. Gentlemen, thank you very much for this as the Colorado Avalanche now up 2-0 after, like I said, an absolute beatdown of the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 2.